Welcome back to the East Manchester Experiment and episode 46 of, I think, probably 50, although it does still remain to be seen just how much longer we have with this save. My plan at the moment is possibly to stop at 50 and then to move on, but we will see. It rather depends on how this season goes. I think if we get promoted, I'll be tempted, I think, to do one more year. So here we are against Bishop Auckland. I've chosen this game because they are the team that we are nominally chasing. We're 9 points behind them. I think it's probably a stretch, but it's certainly a possibility, and we're not going to get relegated, which is the main thing I think about this season. Given that it's our first season in this league, I'm pretty pleased with the way that things have gone this year. So this is the squad as it stands. We've got a couple of new players in from last time. So here we are with the squad for today. I think this is the team I'm going to go for. Had a couple of issues, mainly in central midfield, really, recently. I've got a new signing at right back called Tunde Bayode, who's decent. He's falling, sadly, unfortunately, but the pace is obviously a good thing to have at this level, and as a fullback, I think he does a very, very good job. Left back is the biggest issue, I think, at the moment, and it's something that I am looking to address, but so far without any luck. So that is the team that we're going to go with. Tim Akinola has been on good form recently. He had a fantastic game a couple of games ago, but the number of crosses he gets in is just amazing. And Troy Whitcomb really is finding his level, I think, at this level, finding his range at this level, and is really starting to bang the goals in. Javan Smith, he is now actually my leading goal scorer of all time, but Troy Whitcomb, I'm sure, will overtake him. He's done okay at this level, but I don't think he's quite good enough. His goal record actually is comparable, it's not far off, but I think he's probably someone and I will be looking to improve on if we continue with the game at the end of the season. Troy Whitcomb, on the other hand, I have now signed him for another couple of years, so I've got him until the end of this season, 2 more seasons time, so that's really good news, and something that I will be looking to improve on. He's not of a kind of value yet where I think he's worth selling. So I'm just going to keep holding on to him for as long as I can, really. If it comes to the point where he stops signing contracts, then I'll start thinking about trying to cash in on him. But I'm hoping that by then he might have improved in value quite a bit, and it'll be a significant sum of money that we might be able to get in. And, I'm thinking really I want a six-figure sum for him at the very least. So we'll see. But here we go, Bishop Auckland, the team that we are chasing. I think if we're going to have any chance of catching them, we've got to win this one. Keep us in with just that small chance of winning promotion this year. It would have to be through the playoffs for sure. Give them some encouragement. Ollie with the free kick. Too many of these going in all season. This has been happening. It's far too many free kicks just going straight in, or long shots in general. It's partly because the keepers aren't good enough. There's all sorts of reasons, I think. I don't know why there are so many shots being taken from that range either. At this level it seems a bit unrealistic. Hopefully that's something that in FM20 will be a little bit better. More to Smith. Smith's been fantastic this season, probably been my best player. Smith onto Whitcomb, and not a bad shout, but not quite enough on it. Preston over to Parrell. Colbert finds Jay, and he shoots from late range again. All these shots from distance, never saved. I mean, I realise that's a function partly of the lack of highlights, but I'm pretty sure in almost every game this season there's been one goal against me from distance, and that's just not realistic. Or even in the Premier League, that's not realistic. Jay takes it. He doesn't shoot for once. That's good. Ryan Smith finds Javan Smith, and he scores equaliser. 18 goals this season for Javan. I know I said that I didn't think he was quite good enough for this level, and I stand by that, but he's certainly not a bad player. Our record goal scorer extends that record somewhat. Broke that record, I think, 2 or 3 games ago. Akinola looks to find, was that Smith in the box? Yeah. He does seem to get his fair share of goals, Smith. He sort of gets himself up into the box. Feels a bit like an Aaron Ramsey type of player to me. Colbert shoots twice, and again another goal from long range, well outside the box. It's happening far too much, and as you see there, there's just no attempt even from the goalkeeper to save it. He's quite close to it. That's really quite an easy save. I think it's a bit of a bug. Bug's not the right word, but it's an element of the game that's not quite right. And Javan Smith has made it 2-2. Scrappy goal. Troy Whitcomb probably should have scored, but Smith gobbles on the leftovers, and 2-2 we are here, but we need to win this game, really do. It's good to see us get back on level terms so quickly as well. Hopefully this time we can just, I'd like to see us drawing at half time. Just hold on, don't need to push for anything yet. That'll do. It's not a bad half. It's a shame about these goals from long range, but we're not doing badly against a team that it's certainly going to be a tough game, this one. Dickinson Davidson, that's a great name. Colbert's also a pretty good name, and he shoots from range again. Just this time for once, Matt Jones saves that. Wilson's going to shoot from long range, is he? No, Colbert is. No. And we might be able to hit them on the break here, but they are shooting from even longer range, and that time Matt Jones does clear it up fairly simply. Long ball over the top, doesn't quite make it to Javan's run. Good ball out there to Ainley. Johnson finds Berkham short, and another long ball. That is part of my instructions for this team. I do seem to get quite a lot of goals through that way, so when they get that right, it is a goal often. Colbert, and this time it is another goal for Bishop Auckland. Matt Jones just sits there doing nothing as usual. I don't actually see. I honestly feel that I could play without a goalkeeper and it would make no difference. He doesn't do anything. I mean, again, I do appreciate that I'm watching highlights and therefore I don't really necessarily always see his saves. But there are some really easy goals that he's letting in. Almost every goal this season, I would say, has been preventable from the goalkeeper. And it's just not really good enough. I thought I was making a bit of an upgrade with him, but it doesn't really feel like he has been much of an upgrade at all. I mean, I knew he was old. I knew he was on the wane for sure. When you sign a goalkeeper of his age, 38, you kind of know that. I don't mind that element, but you look at the attributes and they should be good enough. Whitcomb gets onto the loose ball, shoots, and of course for us the long shots don't go in. Preston crosses in, Jay on the end of it to Ainley, and it's 4-2. I think this is the end of the season, guys, and maybe the end of the save. We will see. It's certainly not a certainty yet. And there is the end of that, really. I think this is probably the killer blow for our promotion chances this year, and possibly for the end of this save as well. It's not by any means that I'm disappointed, particularly with the season. We just got promoted. There's no expectation that we would get promoted again this year. But I think given that this is possibly our last season, although as I say that's not a certainty yet, then I think that's not so good. Really, I will just quickly talk. I know it's been quite a short video because such a poor quality game, but I will just talk you through a few other things. I'm just going to skip forward to there. So that's where we leaves us in the table. We're now 12 points off the playoffs, and obviously that at this stage of the season probably is terminal. 13 games left. It's not completely over, but it's very nearly over. I think we'd have to win every game from here on in, and even then, there's certainly no guarantee. And our poor form in January. With those, there were 4 away games, so you can understand it a little bit, but that kind of form is obviously, I think it's terminal really. I do wonder actually, if I take away, if I just show you the league, if you look at just the home and the away games, I have a feeling, our away form's actually been better than our home form, quite a lot better in fact. There's only been 3 home wins. We've had 3, 6, 7 away wins this season, so clearly the away form actually has been better than I thought it would be, but obviously it has let me down a little bit in January with those 2 defeats and the draw and only the 1 win in that time. It's disappointing. I can't pretend I'm not disappointed that this is possibly the end of this save and we are going to end it on such a dull season, because let's face it, we're not going down, we're miles ahead of that. We're going to be safely in mid-table. But that's a really dull way, really, to end the season. I'm tempted now just to say that the next episode could well be the end of the season live com. I think that's probably what I'll do, and then we'll just have an end of season thing. If that does mean, I think it's probably more likely that it will be there'll be one more season. I can't tell you that for sure yet, but I think there's a good chance there'll be one more year. Just because that will obviously take me less time if I'm not doing videos, and that will just mean that. In the time it's going to take the people who are making the update for FM20 to get that done, I will have time hopefully to do one more season, possibly end in a promotion if I can get the right players in. Although history suggests it may take me more than one more season. We'll see. Either way, join me tomorrow. We will be back for probably the Mossley game, although I will think about that when we get closer to it. Of course, if things change, if we were to win for the next 4 games in a row and the other teams were to lose around us, then that might change. But I'm expecting that the last game, the next video will be the last of the season, and it will probably be the Mossley game. So see you tomorrow, and please keep watching. Bye for now.